Hi, I'm going to show you eZee Frontdesk Hotel Management Software. In this presentation, we will try to cover how eZee Frontdesk Hotel System will help you manage your operations easily, and then the various models and functionalities in the system. So here we go. This is the system. Once we start the system, there are various ways you can log into this system. That is through password mode, and then so we can log in through password mode, which is here, and then we have option through user code, and then swipe card. So this is a system you can grow with it. So users just need to put their password and then just simply log in from here. Okay, so here we are. This is the home screen of eZee Frontdesk Hotel Software version 6.1.184.005. Okay, so basically in eZee Frontdesk, it comes packed and loaded with various models. Okay, like under front office, we have walk-in, new reservation, and then we can also do booking, and then we can manage out of order rooms. This is a guest leisure functionality, and then we can also manage guest messages, etc. And then a phone directory for all guests. Under this back office functionality, you can see sub models like payout voucher, miscellaneous sales, that is for handling outside sales that you receive from guests. Let's say you get guests coming from outside to come and patronize the hotel services that they sell exclusive to outsiders, like swimming pool, gym services, etc. Then we can use this functionality. We have option for insert transaction. In case we forgot to insert a transaction, then we can use this option for. We can also manage different business sources and then corporate account, which are the city ledgers from here. We do have other good utilities like reminders, okay, and then network locks. Can back up the system. This is phone directory. This is for handling lost and found, and then this is a message box that allows the users of or operators of the system to just send message from one user to the other. Okay, so you can basically send a message from, let's say, to Michael, and then you can put whatever details that you want to send, okay, accordingly, and put all the details as that. Now also we have option to define all various transportations and then different modes in the system accordingly. Okay, so from here means we can define different transportation modes, okay, that you deal with. So let's say you deal with maybe Amtrak, then we can define all of these in the system accordingly. You are dealing with Starboard, etc. That also we can manage. Now under JRM we can talk about other functional models, okay, like we can talk about things like you can define different letter templates. Okay, so let's say we can define things like, this is where we can define different letters, okay, that should be sent to guests from our system accordingly. And then if various incidents happen in your hotel also, we can also input whatever incident happened at the hotel, like that is related to a guest. Okay, so we can put the name of the guest name, and then his address, which room he slept, and also what incident did he face accordingly. Okay, we can also manage other things like guest. We can also keep a track of guest history, guest feedback, mailbox, etc. Okay, and this is a laundry model that enables you to manage all your laundry related services. And this also is our banquet model also. And then we have a minibar model, we have a housekeeping model, we have a maintenance model, and then we also have this payroll model also. We have other useful models as well, which I will talk about, like the stock management, which we have in our other part. We have in another product called eZee. Okay. Now, so let's start with the key basic things that happens with hotels, like doing reservations, check-in, check-out bookings, and then we check few reports accordingly. So in eZee Frontdesk, before we do the basic things like check-in, check-out, booking, reservation, the system comes with various views. So the way rooms are presented here, we call it room view. And then we have another view called room list view, like this, which when the user clicks, it displays the various room list views accordingly. Okay. So this is room list view once again. And then we have another view called a stain view, which also gives a pictorial view of the system. Okay. So this is good for reservation managers, especially when they want to see the length of stay of a guest. Okay. Then we have other useful views also as well. The other view we also have is an inventory view. This also just gives Frontdesk managers ability to just see at a glance the inventory we are having for various views. This is just a summary view giving you a whole idea of the whole day. And then we also have a folio center that can easily list you a list of transactions. Then we're having a report view. In this, you can check various reports in the system accordingly. And then we do have a housekeeping view also. And then we have banquet view and then maintenance view. So let's just get things taken. Let's see how in this system we can manage reservations. Okay, so to perform a reservation is just a matter of just clicking new reservation like this, and then this will open the new reservation wizard. Okay, so let's say we want to do a reservation. It's just Frontdesk click just simply needs to pick the details of the guest. Okay. So let me just, for testing purpose, let me just use my email for this instance. Let's say this is my, let's say, let me just use this. Let's assume this guest email is this. Okay. And then we can put this details also. What happens is that in eZee Frontdesk, we support various notifications like email notification. So like for this guest, once we do a reservation, then the guest will get a reservation confirmation voucher. And also we have integration with bulk SMS, so we support SMS notification. So guests can also get notified on this reservation too. So Frontdesk can put the details the hotel wants. So as per the requirement of the hotel, if the hotel requires to keep details of guests checking in their driving license, they can put. This is not compulsory. As per what is required in the hotel, you can put the birth information of the guest also, the agenda. You can even set different guest type, etc. We support guest signature in through electronic signature pass also. So this is the basic details that are needed. That is the first name, last name, and at least phone number of a guest should be enough. Once this is done, but before I move to the stay information, we can also put reservation comments here. The Frontdesk can put various comments whilst doing this reservation here. So based on the number of nights this guest is looking for, let's say this guest wants to stay for 2 nights, they can specify that accordingly here. Okay, and then choose the room type the guest is looking for. Let's say executive, room number 21. If it is standard, room number what? Let's say 5. Then from here they can choose between different rate types. Okay, and note that any time that the room numbers are changed, the number of nights are changed, the rate multiplies accordingly. Okay, so this is the only bit of information that is required. If you want to take payment before the guest checks in, let's say this is a reservation, we can click on payment and take some advance payment. Okay, so here if it is a deposit, we can click deposit like this and then choose reservation deposit. and put how much the guest want to deposit. Let's say he's paying 250 out of 600. Okay, then we need to choose there are various cash account here. Is it cash Ghana cedis accommodation, cash USD? These are not restricted fields. We can add the list on and on. Okay, so let's say it's a cash Ghana cedis advance deposit. We just need to click process payment like this. Okay, so of course we are having the deposit here, and then we'll just click reserve. Okay, so this reservation is successful, reservation number 7. Okay, so what happens is that, so you can see mail sent successfully. So what happens is a mail will be sent to the guest. Let me try and show a sample, like based on, so we can have something like this. This can be customized as per, and then guest will also be able to get a voucher in his email like this. Okay, you'll be able to get a voucher like this. Okay, so you can see this is showing a sample. Okay, so this is how the system does its reservation, and then like I mentioned, guests can also get SMS notification accordingly. At the front side of things, the front desk clerk can easily check or print out the reservation confirmation for the guest also, in case the guest did the reservation through a walk-in process by coming to the hotel. In this case, they just need to open the room and then click preview voucher. So this will display the reservation confirmation voucher like this. Remember, this guest has paid an advance of 250, so all the details are here accordingly. Okay, we have various templates to choose from when it comes to invoice format, and this we can customize as per your requirement also. Now, moving from that side, whenever our front desk clerk make reservations, the record of the reservations are kept under this list. Okay, so you can see this is a reservation list that will show records of all reservations that are done in the system. Okay, so assuming guest comes to the hotel and then they want to look for his record, it's just a matter of using this search criteria to search based on his first name, last name, or reservation voucher, and then click on this search so that we can find the record. Okay, from reservation managers, they can check various reports once a transaction is done from the report view also. So under reservation, we have a report called arrival list, and then we also have a reservation list also. Let's take a look at the reservation list, how it looks like. So they can select arrival from and then to, and then just decide to preview this. If they want to preview it, they can just click print preview to just see list of all reservations. So you can see this is the reservation done for this guest, the arrival, and then the departure time set in the system is here, number of nights, etc., and the total amount too is here. The same way, if we want to check in terms of arrival list, which I said is almost the same as the initial report, we can just click report like this, and then the details will be here. Okay, and all our reports in the system can be sent to PDF or Excel as per the format that you want, and then you can view it also. So this is like a PDF format of what we were just checking a while. Sorry. Okay, so you can see all the details are still here. Good. Okay, and the reservation managers can check other report like monthly availability chart too. Okay, if they are looking for other report, which I said most of the report, almost all can be previewed, okay, in the system, and then it can be sent to PDF as well. Back here, This is the room list view, which is also showing the guest details all here in terms of the total charge, amount paid, and then balance. This is like an Excel screen. And then users can easily filter by clicking reserved to shortlist the reserved records. Okay. And then from here, if they want to open the room, they can open the room to view the related transaction in details. If they want to perform other operations like change, stay, room, move, take payment, add extra charges too, they can do the same. The other aspect we would like to show is stay view. You can see this is a stay view showing a pictorial view of this guest, how long he's going to stay at the hotel also. Let's assume this guest, this is a reservation done for a guest, let's say, who called or came in the hotel in the morning and then he's coming the same day. So once the guest is due to check in that day, or the guest report at the hotel on arrival, the process is Frontdesk clerk can simply open the room like this, or ask for the guest for his reservation number. Assuming they can simply open the room and do a simple check-in like this, okay? Or they can ask the guest to share his reservation number. Assuming this guest reservation number is 7, so it's just a matter of clicking search, and then here we go. This is the guest record. You just click select like this, and again the room will open for them to do a simple check-in. Okay. Optionally too, the other options like going to list, and then from here we can just look for the record and choose check-in also from here. So let's just check in this guest and see how he moves from reserved to occupied, how the room status will change. We want to print a folio, depends on the guest. Some guests checks in and they want you to print their invoice, you can do that accordingly. So let's take a look at how this guest checks in. So you can see the status have moved from reserved to occupied, and the color also have changed accordingly from here. So you can easily open the room to view the record, and if you want to print the invoice, you can come to print preview like this and see the invoice for this guest accordingly from here. Okay. If for some reason we want to make some updates in terms of information, all can be done from here accordingly. Okay. Now, whilst these guests have checked in, if we want to make extra postings in terms of, let's say, this guest want to let's say incur other charges, okay, depends. This will depend on hotel to hotel. If this guest want to incur other charges, which are like extra charges, then Frontdesk clerk can open this extra charge tab and then select the extra charge required. Okay, so it depends. We already have a point of sale, which I will show in another section. Let's say this guest incurs some telephone charges, and then he incurs a telephone charge of 80 cedis. The clerk can put his remarks here and then just post this by clicking on save. Okay. So this 80 cedis will add to his balance, which was 350. So by this way, various postings can be managed from here. Okay. Let's say there is a laundry, and then the laundry cost was, let's say, 150, and then they can put remember, we already have a laundry model. This is where you want to keep records of all the laundry items. Okay, assuming you do not require this laundry model, you can use our extra charge feature to even manage all extra charges accordingly. Okay, so moving from this side, if let's say the guest had paid for laundry, we can also come to payment and then take payment for laundry as 150. Okay, by selecting the right cash account and then process the payment. So you can see that we are having the payment already reconciling with what was the total charge of the guest, and then his invoice to be modified accordingly. Okay, so you can see we are having the laundry, the telephone charges, all indicating from here. And then we have option to also split folio. Okay, we have option to split folio. Let's say when a guest says that he wants to separate his accommodation charges from his extra charges, it can be managed. Apart from this, let's say the guest also goes to the restaurant to have a dining, or he requests for room service. Then in this case, this same software we are having, we have a point of sale called eZee POS BEP. Okay, so this software will be installed at the point of sale terminal or any outlet like a bar or restaurant that you are having at the hotel. So this is the eZee BEP POS. Once this software is installed, what happens is that if there's anything that needs to be posted, it will be posted from there in terms of food and beverage. So here different users can log in accordingly, okay, based on the outlet. So let's say if this user password is, insert his password. I'm not sure what is the password for this user. So once the user is logging in, he can select the preferred outlet. Okay, so we can have different outlets like swimming pool or pool bar, cocktail bar, John's bar, etc. So let's say they log into, let's say, Gifty's bar, and then order for some few drinks. So if they are to order for room service, then here the user, which is in this case Bright Answer, will simply go to room service, and then automatically the system will communicate with the front office aspect of the software, that is the eZee Frontdesk. This eZee BEP POS will communicate with it. So since they are in the same database, so Bright just simply needs to click new, like posting a new room service charge, and then the user details will be here. So from here, this system can work on touch screens and any Windows-based device. So it's just a matter of just selecting what particular item, whether food or beverage, that the guest has requested for. Let's say the guest chooses to order for this also. So his total bill is 223. So based on these details, even before the waiter posts all this information too, there's option to select the waiter name also. Waiters have not been defined yet. Okay, so based on the quantity also required, let's say here he took to Bavaria, then we can set it accordingly. So you can see the total here is 233.30. Okay, the next thing is for the user to click on post like this. Once he clicks on post, this transaction is closed. Okay, so the total charges of 233 has been posted to this guest account. Okay, so you can even see 663.30, and then this is his total extra charge. But for the details, you need to come to extra charge details, and then you can see from here that Bright Answer posted this, which is a folio transfer, posted this total charges were 233.30 over here to this. Okay, so once we are having these details over here, if the guest wants to make any form of payment again, that also I have shared with you can be done from this side. Okay, now we can look at other various transactions also in the POS. Okay, that is if this same guest orders for room service, but this time he did not eat there. Let's say he went to another outlet. So let's just switch to another outlet like Lorraine Restaurant, and then let's say this guest asked for room service, but this time let's say he asked for let's take something different. Let's say he asked for vegetable feast. Okay, veggie feast. Instead of paying for this, he didn't request for rooms. He didn't ask for the charges to be posted to his account, and then he paid by cash. Then this can be settled by cash. So here, the users at the F&B department or the point of sale just need to simply click add like this and then post it as per how much that they have paid. So we've looked at few transactions from checking, posting extra charges, guests making advance payment, and also going to outlet to consume food and beverage. Let's take a look at few reports that will be beneficial to a manager and then to an accountant also. So at the report view, we can check some key reports like daily summary breakdown report for the day. We can actually do a print preview, or we can just let's analyze this in PDF. Let's send this to, let's say, PDF and look at this report. Okay, so if you look at this report, for instance, you can see today it is showing for the whole of today, or the date in question, the room rent, which is 168, and then for an accountant here you can get the various liabilities like the VAT and then the tourism levy, and then this is the total for the day. Period to date is the same as the month to date, and this is the year to date. If there is any previous year statistics too, that will be here. If anybody is exempted from tax like government officials, that will come in this section. This will be the various charges. These are extra charges, okay? Laundry coming, telephone charges coming, total, which is 230. Remember, we have a point of sale, which is also an extra charge, but that will be showed in another section. This is the POS room. Remember that a total of 233 was posted from the outlet to the rooms. And then this is the various cash account. This is the cash Ghana CD received for laundry, and this is the cash in terms of advance deposit received for that day, and this is the cash in terms of F&B that was paid, which we saw in the point of sale, which is showing over here. This cash that was paid. So in terms of statistics, which will be good for a general manager, the system will show the total room in the property, in my case 35, and then for the various rooms that are blocked will also show. The number of guests, that is adults per child for that day, will also come. The total available room nights, the number of sold rooms for the day also will show. If anybody came during the day but did not sleep, that is like day use, it means they didn't spend the night, that statistics will also show. If any room was sold for free without any charges, it will show here. Number of reservations for that day is showing here. If there's any no show, no bookings too, we are displaying. If there's any expected in-house from bookings, all those statistics will come accordingly. And then let's move on to talk about the occupancy rate for the day, the average daily rate, the rough par, and then this is the point of sale revenues. Remember, we already looked at the revenue for the accommodation section. This is the point of sale outlet. This was the actual sale from Lorraine Restaurant. This was the one from Gifty Bar. And then City Leisure here, we are not having any data. This is supposed to be for all the corporate accounts, if there are any charges or the total opening for the previous day and the payment. We will look at this in another video tutorial. This is to maintain advanced deposit ledger. Okay, so if somebody made an advance, this is the balance existing that needs to be transferred to the guest ledger, and this is the total advance deposit collected. And this is the guest ledger. We need to transfer this, which is a liability, from the balance transfer or the advance deposit to guest ledger. And then this is the charge that we've posted to guest ledger. This is how much the in-house guest is owing us, okay? And this is how much he has paid for the day. So this is the closing balance, okay? This is the closing balance. And this is average spending by guest. This is the summary of all that I've gone through with you in terms of room revenue for the day is 200, extra charge is 230, point of sale revenue is this much, and then there's no miscellaneous, that is outside sales, and these are the statistics. So we have this report that is very useful. We have another report called night audit report too, that gives the whole picture of all that went on for the day. So you can see this is tariff also posted, that is showing this guest who checked him in. So this is a night audit report, okay? And then this is the rental date, okay? Just for easy grabs or to see it clearer, I think this is good. We can still make use of this. This is the daily sales from Gifty's restaurant with the various taxes, the net amount. So this was posted, okay? This was posted. This amount was posted. And then we have Lawrence restaurant. This was paid by cash, okay? So when we go to step 3, this is showing in detail the various payments, showing that Lawrence restaurant for this voucher number 3, this guest, the user involved is Bright Answer, and then we can see the payment taken by front office, also by admin, and then we can also see this room post done by Bright Answer again. And this is a summary of all the transactions, okay, in terms of payment, cash F&B, cash advance deposit, the laundry, and then the room post. If there's, in terms of miscellaneous, there wasn't much miscellaneous, but we can see the extra charges shown here. In terms of audit trail, like somebody voided or deleted some transaction, it would have come accordingly. And also we have audit trail for payments too. And then this is the packs, and this is the room status, occupancy 1, etc. This is the check date. So this night audit report also is very handy and then very beneficial. The other report too that will be good is a daily receipt. This shows the various payment done collected from all users. So let's take a look at this instead. So if we look at this report, it's showing for each user based on their shift, and then it's also showing for the date range. We want to see how much this user has collected for the day. So we can see this is the total in terms of 400. This is the cash he took for laundry, and this is the cash he took for advance deposit. And this is for Bright Answer. This is how much he took. And then this should be the total, okay? So in this, you'll be able to analyze the various payment that is coming to the hotel for each user at various date and various time also in the day. Okay, and then we have also looked at the other report covering that section. Okay. The next thing we would like to analyze is how to see corporate debtors or see debtors in the system. Okay. In eZee Frontdesk system, there are 2 categories of debtors. That is what we call the guest ledger. So you can see there's a balance of 663.30, and then what we call the city ledger. And then you can see here there isn't any company here with a balance. Okay, this is just a system defined account holding the folio transfers. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the guest ledger. Okay, if we click report like this, the system is showing in total sorry, this is guest outstanding, which is showing about the balance. Let's rather take a look at guest ledger. if we look at this guest, his debit amount is 663, his credit amount is 400, and then there's this balance of 263.30.3. okay, that is showing. So we have a guest ledger over here. The other aspects that we would like to cover is how we see all the corporate debtors, how much they owe. So let's say another guest checks in. And then let's say this guest will spend, say, 3 nights, or just say 2 nights. Now, whilst this guest is checking in, he mentions he's from the business sources from a company, and let's say we offer him a corporate rate. Let's say this guest, we offer him a corporate rate, okay? And then he's from a company called, let's say, Anglo Gold. Once we choose apply special rate, I'm not sure we'll define special rate for this company. Okay, so let's just define special. We can define special rate, which can be automated, which can also be automated in the system. Okay, so let's say this guest spends 2 nights. Okay, or 1 night, I think is okay, from EcoBank. Now, once we selected the business source, we can actually do a simple check-in like this. So this guests have checked in all right from here. But let's say it's time for the guest to check out, but he has a balance of 200, and then this guest is coming from the business source is a company, and then this EcoBank is having a special rate with the hotel. At the time of payment, Frontdesk user needs to click on new, but instead of choosing any of these cash accounts, they need to navigate to City Leisure and then select the credit account. Okay, so let's say if this is EcoBank, you just need to put EcoBank. Okay, so they can just create an account easily like this and then just choose save. Okay, and then there's option to set up the contact person. Okay, from this side, and then they simply need to click on process payment. So what this has done is that it has credited the guest leisure by 200 and debited the city leisure. So this information can be updated and then the guest can be checked out accordingly. And still, our system supports various notifications. So we can check out this guest, and then when you check out the guest, there will be a boom to indicate the guest have checked out successfully. So when we go to City Leisure, you will see EcoBank there with a balance of 200. So what happens is when we go to report under back office, an accountant can check for various City Leisure accounts. Okay, so they can pick summary, they can pick a period like beginning of the month, so let's say to date, and then they can just simply click on print preview like this to see a list of all the corporate accounts and their balances. So you can see from here we are having EcoBank. There was no opening balance, but this is the debit and this is the closing. If accountant or manager want to go into detail to see draw down what transaction amount to this debit, it's just a matter of clicking, just a matter of changing from summary to detail and then click on report. So when accountant click on report, this is the City Leisure detail for all corporate account, and then it will show there was no opening, but then there was a transaction with voucher number 2. This is the date, this is the time, it was a check-in, an income account, this is the guest involved. This transaction was posted by folio number 4, and this is the amount. So if accountant want to still navigate and go into details, folio number 4, they can simply click on room view and search for folio number 4 here. Optionally, accountant can still, or manager can go to City Leisure account, select EcoBank, and then view the list of all the invoices posted within the period. So this will show invoice number 4, and then this is the payment posted, which is 200. Okay, and also they can look at invoices summary. The invoices summary, they can just look at the summary from this screen. You can see the summary like this. If they want it in terms of detail too, they can look at it in detail, which is the same as the template I've selected. Optionally, they can get a preview of all the invoices, invoice list for EcoBank in terms of folio 4, invoice number this, arrival, departure, the guests involved. This is the payment posted. Okay, so this is the due amount, but no payment has been received yet for this account. Okay. So the other aspect is that we want to check is, assuming EcoBank comes and pay the company, then accountant needs to come to City Leisure account from this side, and then click on payment and click on new, and then select the payment type. Let's say EcoBank paid by check. Instead of say 200, let's assume they paid a check of say 150. Then you've checked what is the check number, and then what is the bank. Let's say it's still EcoBank, maybe Reg. Okay, they click here, accountant needs to click on process payment like this, and then you can see the balance in City Leisure is 50. So if manager or financial accountant want to check City Leisure balances, just a matter of coming to back office, City Leisure, and then they can choose summary or detail, and then click on report. And remember, so we are seeing a credit of 150, debit, and then they can also try and check in terms of detail what transactions have gone into this. So you can see this was a payment received by check, which is 150, and the balance is still 50. Okay, so in this video we have covered at least the key basics in terms of the revenue. The system will have functional models like front office model, a back office model. The other useful models like laundry, banquet, mini bar, housekeeping, that will be covered. But the key aspect of eZee Frontdesk is that it will help you to manage all these operations in your system. We have other aspects that I have not talked about in terms of the stock management, which we are having in a separate video, and then we will cover that in detail in another video. But in terms of the whole eZee Frontdesk, the key report that the hotel can get include things like reservation list, which I mentioned. The other useful reports like we can look at other useful report like room status report like this, okay, which also shows the various room status also for the front desk manager also, and then a summary for the same. Okay, there can be so many other reports that user can check for guest in-house report too, which is showing the status of all guests who are in-house accordingly. Okay, if we want to show with balance or without balance, we can also show that kind of information also. Okay, so this is the current balance for this guest. So there can be quite a lot of reports like room report, marketing report, various reports this system provides. We can look at night audit report, we can look at back office report, we can look at audit and void report, which is also important. Okay, like let's say if user decides to come and void this payment right now, let's say the laundry, if it is voided by, the user has to put a reason before they can void. So let's say I voided this, a payment. When we go to report like audit report and then audit trail for payment or void payment, and we click report, the system will show on this date this amount that was paid was voided by this, and this is the reason why the user voided, and that is the user's name. Okay, so we have various reports, even including miscellaneous, etc. So thank you once again for watching this video in terms of trying to conclude. We hope this video has been informative, and then the system we trust will be very beneficial in terms of helping you to manage various operations in different departments in the hospital, your entire hotel operations. We will cover other aspects of our software in terms of how it integrates with accounting software like QuickBooks or Tally or Sage, as well as other options we have in our system to integrate with electronic door locks, etc. And then stock management aspect, online booking engine, online channel management systems, etc. and etc. Thank you very much for watching this video.